Welcome back to The Depths. On this episode, we're going to go back to 9th century Baghdad and we're going to meet a man. The man's name is Al-Khwarizmi. Al-Khwarizmi was a 9th century scholar who lived in Baghdad and worked in a place called Bayt al-Hikmah. Now, this Bayt al-Hikmah was famous at the time for doing a lot of cutting-edge work around mathematics and astronomy and medicine and all the rest of it, doing a whole lot of stuff. Long story short, my man had a problem. His problem was that he wanted to know how to make solving problems easier. His problem was the problem, basically. He wanted to systemize this. How can you make solving a problem easier? He obviously lamented over this, maybe had some sleepless nights. He maybe lost a bit of his hairline, you know how it is. Doing all of this, he finally came to the conclusion and he systemized a method. He systemized a method to make solving problems easier. This later became known as algorithms. Algorithms obviously is not an English word. You can hear it in the name. An algorithm is simply a play on his name, Al-Khwarizmi, came over time. Algorithm. Question, what the hell is an algorithm? To understand what an algorithm is, and also on a side note, understand why I use the word systemize instead of saying invented, is this. When you watch your mom's cooking and you pay attention closely, you will see that once you gather the ingredients, you have to add the ingredients in a particular way. Once you add the ingredients in a particular way, you have to put them and cook them in a particular temperature for a set amount of time. What you are witnessing is the birth of jollof rice, aka an algorithm at work. The algorithm is now present in our everyday lives, especially found in our social media apps. These apps, if you notice, they follow a set of very specific rules. What's the very specific rules? What do you like? How long do you engage with what you like? Who do you follow? Is there a pattern in the type of people that you follow? Then they simply give you more of what you already engage with. Very, very simple stuff. This is not taken into consideration like bias or algorithmic bias. Certain choices made by human design teams, but all of that is irrelevant to the point. The point is that all of these devices, all of these apps, all of these algorithms, left to their own devices, they're blind. They simply follow a code which says, user likes this, give user more of this. The argument can be made. The basic operating system of the human mind works in a very like manner. Instagrams doesn't care about our feelings. Instagrams don't care about our feelings. TikTok doesn't care about what's good for you. TikTok and Instagram only care about what you feed them. And what you feed them, they feed back to you. Our minds are no different. If a man was to dwell in chaos, the internal algorithm only gives out more chaos. If we are exposed to things that are more calming and we continuously skip over them, then perhaps we're never going to see things that are calming. Again, if we like hearing negativity and we're constantly bombarded by negativity and surrounded by negativity and inflammatory nonsense, some of the inflammatory nonsense online, gaslighting, the algorithm simply says, okay, no problem, I'll give that thing back to you. Here you go, sir. It's as if now we have locked ourselves in a self-induced echo chamber, or we locked ourselves in an echo chamber that we built ourselves. Then as a result of that, our thoughts, our beliefs, our actions, our habits are simply reinforced by the repetition of it itself. We become a victim of our own algorithm. Now, the human being is designed to respond to cues. And through these cues, through repetition, our behaviors over time become ingrained, not because they are good or bad. This is the kind of underlying narcissism. Not because you're doing it, therefore, because you are doing it and because you are good, therefore it is good. It's not like that. It's because of the fact that it's been repeated over a long period of time. Even to the point where that mechanism, that internal algorithm is not asking the question if something is good or bad at all. It doesn't ask that question. It doesn't consider it. It doesn't ask the question, does it even make you feel good? It's simply recording what we do and then turning that recording into a reflex. Just like Instagram doesn't care whether or not you actually like Arctic video content, or if you're bored of Arctic video content. If all you've ever been watching is Arctic video content, then I'm pretty sure the next video you see is going to be a glacier. This is similar to the idea that the mind and the wishes exist in different realms. In this case, it's summarized by a statement I heard from one of my friends, which is you can be delusional to the reality of your action, but you cannot be delusional to the consequences of your action. You cannot be delusional to the consequences of your actions. You can delude yourself in thinking that watching TikTok videos about of people dancing is just a bit of mindless fun. I'm just watching people dancing. But then now when you open your TikTok and all you ever see is people dancing on your TikTok, you can't come and say, oh, this happened in a vacuum. The mind in of itself is like the home screen. It's only giving you what you've given it. Your feelings are irrelevant. And this takes me on to another point, which is that the human being cannot exist without some form of habit. It's like that old saying, human beings are creatures of habit. Discipline, therefore, is not some abstract, heroic, vague character trait that only 0.1% of the society have the ability to do. No, I'm saying that discipline in of itself is just a chosen habit. That's it. We're just using fancy words to dress up the same thing. At its core, discipline is just a loop that has been chosen. It's a voluntary loop. Another point, which is that sometimes, I'm not saying all of the time, but sometimes what we may manifest or experience as mental health issues are not necessarily mental health issues. We're only or simply watching this mechanism at play. It's not always that there's something broken inside of us. It's just that the feed is off. At the same time, if therefore the feed is off, then the feed can be reprogrammed. All of this time, some of us may have been mindlessly scrolling, passively scrolling through our very own minds, not realizing that every single thought, every single pattern, every single emotional reaction is feeding that internal algorithm. Now, what do we do as a result of this? What's the solution? Is it that we should just stop thinking? No, the solution is that instead of simply passively scrolling through our mental environment, we start sculpting our mental environment. Input by input, choice by choice, action by action. For example, now let's take a trait like avoidance. Let's ask ourselves a couple of questions. Number one, what emotional reward is this particular behavior giving me? If I was to take something like avoidance, is it that it's reducing my anxiety, for example? Is it that it's giving me a sense of safety, for example? Second question is, what would my life look like if I didn't exhibit that behavior? Third question, does avoidance, for example, really keep me safe in the long run? Or does avoidance actually reduce my anxiety in the long run? Last question. If I was to confront this avoidance, i.e. the issue that I'm avoiding, would I actually feel a better sense of control or not? Practically speaking, we can start small now. We can say something like, you know what, let me write a list of 4 of the things that I'm avoiding every single day. No problem. Write that list out. After I write that list out, I'm going to take one of them and remove that the next day. Like this. Step by step, step by step, step by step, the entire mental algorithm will change. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button and join us as we dive deeper into the depths.